So, extraordinary work ethic, extraordinary work habits. Why should you have them? The reason why you should have extraordinary work habits is because, number one, when you've got, say you're on the job and you have 10 people in your team, you've got that extraordinary work habit. You show up every day. You get up in the morning. You get yourself together and you get there on time. You show up every day, right? Early. Show up early, right? Don't take long lunches. Don't leave and go and, and be, the guy that wants to go socialize every day during lunch, right? No, you take a short lunch break. You focus on your job and you get your job done. In the evenings, you stay a little bit late, right? Number one reason is because you never just hop up and leave just because it's time for you to hop up and leave. You got to make sure that you finalize what you're doing, right? You got to finish. If you're in the middle of something, don't just drop it and walk away. Keep at it. Keep your blinders on, focus, get the job done. I know that a lot of you are in jobs where you have to sign in, sign out, right? Use your badge, and they want you to sign in or clock in precisely at that time, clock out at precisely that time, clock in at precisely that time, clock back out precisely that time. But if you're in one of those jobs, right? Stick to the rules. Stick to what they tell you to do. You don't want to fluctuate outside of the norm, right? Number one is having an extraordinary work habit, work ethic is following the rules, right? You follow the rules. You show up, you do your job, you don't complain, you keep your mouth shut, you keep your blinders on, and you do your job, right? That's what the employer's looking for. If you run your own company, if you're doing your own thing, right? If you have an extraordinary work ethic, then you and your company will prosper, right? One thing that you need to keep in mind is most very, very successful people, some of the most richest people in the world are people with extraordinary work habits, extraordinary work ethics, extraordinary. Spend that extra little bit of time, right? When I say an extra little bit, I don't mean like a few minutes here or there. I mean hours upon hours, right? If you're putting in a normal 40-hour work week, right? Maybe you should think about maybe put in another 20 hours, maybe another 30 hours, maybe another 40 hours on top of that regular 40-hour work week, doing something, right, that will help you to prosper, doing something that will help you to succeed in your goals that you have that you need to do. This is the reason I say this. If you're an employee for another company, for a company, whatever, and you have extraordinary work habits, they notice. If you don't have extraordinary work habits, they notice. If you don't show up on time, they notice. If you leave early, they notice. If you take a long lunch break, they notice, right? If you're the guy that comes in, keeps your blinders on, follows the rules, keep your mouth shut, you do your job, and you have extraordinary work habits, and you excel at your job, and you do your job, when it comes time for them to cut back, who are they going to cut back? They're not going to cut you back. They're going to cut back the guy that always shows up late, the guy that always leaves early, the guy that always takes that extra VTO time, the voluntary time off. Don't do that, right? The guy that takes the long lunch break. All those guys are going to be gone, right? They're going to keep the person that has the extraordinary work habits, the extraordinary work ethic. They're going to keep the guy that comes in and does a good job and keeps when I say keep your mouth shut, I don't mean don't talk. I mean, number one, don't complain unless you have an absolutely valid complaint, like safety, right? Don't be a drama queen. Don't do that crap, right? Nobody likes that. When it comes time to cut back, right? Boom, you're gone, drama queen. Boom, you're gone. Guy that complains all the time about stupid stuff. Boom, you're gone. The guy that smokes cigarettes 4 hours out of your 8-hour shift, right? That kind of stuff. That's why I say you need a good, solid, extraordinary work habit, extraordinary work ethic. You stick in there, you do it. If you're doing your own business, you can succeed wildly, not just business-wise, but personally too, right? You can succeed tremendously. Like I said, some of the richest men in the world, or richest women in the world, are people who have extraordinary work ethic, extraordinary work habits. So that's why. Ta-da! See you later, alligator.